thanks for joining us on Vintage Collingwood on behalf of Get Wines Direct. We're at Victoria Park and our guest today is a person who was born and bred in Tasmania, started his career in Western Australia and thankfully for Collingwood found his way to Victoria, and I talk of Brodie Holland. Welcome, Brodie.
Sure, thanks for having me.
Big trip, mate. It's been a lifelong journey, hasn't it? But the Fremantle to Collingwood, how did that come about?
Fremantle to Collingwood, it was a bit of a strange one. I had a pretty ordinary year in my last year at Fremantle in 2000 and I sort of wanted to break away, and I sort of had the feeling they wanted me to break away as well. And so I actually flew over to Melbourne for trade week because I knew something may happen. Got a call from James Clement, who was the first person who rang me, and said, mate, we're a chance to get to Collingwood. I'm game if you're game, basically, and the rest is history. 2001,
your first year at the club, had a fairly good year. It was up and down, wasn't it?
I had a reasonable season. It wasn't an outstanding season. I played mainly as a forward pocket back in those days, and I think I ended up kicking 28 goals for the season, so I wasn't world-beating, but did okay. Played my role for the team, but nothing special that particular year. But I knew that at the end of that season I was going to have to get myself a lot fitter and maybe move into the midfield if I was going to do something with my career.
Well, 2002, you started off with a bang, no? I think you kicked, 11 goals in the first two games. And then, of course, it moved into being involved in a final series for Collingwood.
Yeah, worst thing I could have ever done is kicked 11 goals in the first. I don't think I kicked a goal for the next 4 weeks after that, Shorey. So I got heavily tagged for the next couple of weeks, and then I still knew then that I still needed to get up into the midfield. And I think we got halfway through the year, I did a hamstring. Mick left me out for the first final. I played the last couple of games leading into that final against Port Adelaide over there, and left me out of the side. I thought I should have played, but he didn't, as the old story goes. But it was a lesson for me. It was, in one sense, it was good that I was left out because it just made me so hungry, and I wanted to go on with things and get fitter and get better from that point on.
Well, Bro, you missed out in 2002. 2003, you get the opportunity, but it just didn't happen. What were the feelings after that game?
Yeah, look, it's just like, I suppose, being at a funeral or in a morgue after a game like that. Obviously we treat footy so seriously, and it's a career, and it's, you become loyal and you gain a love for the club, and to let your supporter base down, the club down on that one day is just absolutely heart-wrenching.
The one thing about it, though, yourself individually probably played some of your best footy after 2003. You mightn't have made grand final, but personally you played really good footy for the next 3 years at least.
Well, that's one thing you can take out of it. It's an experience. It gives you self-belief that, geez, you can get a grand final. I must be able to play this game. So it helped you with your self-belief, and the whole experience helped me go on to play some good footy in the future. Look, I've heard AFL coaches say before, I'd rather finish last than finish in a grand final. I think that's absolute rubbish because it's an achievement in itself making a grand final. It's a big day. It's a big thing. You've got the parade. We would have had 10, 15,000 supporters just hanging out around the rooms here the day after the grand final when we lost, when we got thumped by 10 goals. That says something about your supporter base and a club like Collingwood.
Bro, thanks for joining us, and I'm glad that Fremantle didn't see what Collingwood saw in you, and you had a great career. It's been fantastic for the club again. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Shorey. Thanks for having me.
And thank you for watching Vintage Collingwood on behalf of Get Wines Direct.